You're listening to the ReachCast show, your weekly stop for the latest and greatest in the Planetside 2 universe and its community.
What's going on, guys? It's June 17th, and you're listening to episode 38 of the fine and dandy ReachCast show. We are proud members of the Araxis Global Network. I'm your host, Torkz.
We're almost over the hill.
Almost. I will be looking at my will soon, my ReachCast will. Be handing everything to you two, because I'll be dead soon. I'm your host, Torkz. With me tonight are my one co-host you already heard. He is the sexy gentleman with the Speedo on, it's Noxx.
I have a Speedo on? That's news to me.
Thanks for playing along with that. And the other guy is the brains of the outfit. He leads us...
Outfit?
Our outfit, not the in-game outfit. Thanks a lot for interrupting me again. I really appreciate it. Deringer.
Hello, everybody.
You can hear by his voice, his mental aptitudes are very strong. We brought to you this week by you, the listeners, on the Support the Show. You give us money, we send out dog tags, we mail stuff, we keep the site up. You get the idea. And this week you play with the Connery Curmudgeons, and I feel like I'm 70 by just saying that. And
well, you did say you're going to die soon.
I am close. It's getting close. Every day I wake up. 108 people die every minute. Just keep that in mind. Be happy you wake up in the morning. So out of the gate patch updates.
I'm going to get these mosquitoes in the air and rain down some hellfires on those fools. Oh no! What the fuck? I should have listened to the ReachCast patch notes.
Well, this week we only had one small patch update. It was just a server maintenance that occurred on the 14th, where they corrected the incorrect pricing of the Harasser Enforcer weapons, which I know Noxx was telling people to buy before they got fixed. And they also added new hyper boosts to the marketplace for a limited time.
I was not telling people to buy those.
We were playing with outfit with which NC outfit were we playing with? And you specifically said to them, the Harasser weapon is only this price compared to the TR and the VS one, so you better buy it now.
I said no such thing.
Okay. He doesn't want to admit it live on the show. They also added some new hyper boosts to the marketplace. These are only available for a limited time. As of this recording, just a little bit over 3 days left to purchase these. There is a 3-day and a 1-day 100% XP gain that you can apply to your character. The 3-day one is 700 station cash. The 1-day is 400 station cash. So if you are interested in these 100% XP gain boosts, you better get on it quick before they disappear. Other than that, it was a very light week for patch notes and things like that. We have a few other things to go over regarding Game Update 11, but that will be later on in the community briefing.
Okay. On to said community briefing.
Attention, soldiers! Get your butts in here for this week's community briefing.
So I want to start by saying you said 108 people die every minute, right? There's 6. You have a 0.000000018 chance of being one of those 108 people.
I don't need your facts to validate the fact that you're not going to die.
I think you have a higher chance of being alive tomorrow.
No. You have a chance of dying every night you go to bed. Be happy you're alive.
I'm happy I'm alive. But
okay.
Anyway, there was no F&O this week, guys. They had E3, so that didn't happen. But Command Center came live from E3. So it was a bit of a more like E3 edition where a lot of things that we kind of already know and assume, they really like explained a bit more, basically like how they take a lot of input from the community in order to make the game better. They were doing that for the audience of people at actual E3 who don't know that they actually take community input to change the game beyond just balance in terms of adding new weapons and all that cool stuff. So, and before I move on too far into that, the next F&O co-host is going to be Hamma from PSU. So congratulations to him. Look forward to seeing the first episode with you on there.
I
Nice.
think we all agree that it couldn't have happened to a more deserving Planetside person.
Do you
Yeah,
remember?
congrats, man.
Agree. So, now, moving on from that. But that should be interesting. I guess the first one will be this week on Friday, the 21st. So, all right. T-Ray, he had a hard time not swearing in this community, in this command center, and eventually Higby came on. It didn't sound like he had as hard of a time, but they were really trying to control themselves, unlike the vulgarity that usually comes from it. But Higby, as I kind of said, was late. So it was first T-Ray and Taina Rodriguez, who is the brand manager for SOE, I believe, not necessarily Planetside. And she's pretty good co-host, considering she'd never been on there before. And T-Ray gave away his dev jacket to Matt Sebastio later on in the show, not at the beginning, but he gave away his little dev hoodie. And so congrats to that, dude. That's pretty sweet. And then before they really got into content, T-Ray also threatened anyone who fakes a video or fan art as their own when it's not. He said he's going to find you and punish you in some way or another because he knows these things. He knows when someone's cheating. Like one of the things he said was an outfit image that was the same as another outfit's but made purple instead of red. It's kind of lazy.
You know, I was about to ask, what if I was to Photoshop two different images from the game together like I like to do for our cover pages? Is he going to get mad if I continually do that?
No, it's when you try and claim that it's your own.
Well, when I Photoshopped Honey Boo Boo into the running away from the TR Sunderers, I claim that as my own.
That was not Honey Boo Boo, but
It wasn't?
oh, that's a meme. Where have you been the last 5 years, 3 years? It's a popular meme. It's not Honey Boo Boo. Anyways, yeah, basically last week, I believe they had shown a video, said it was someone's, and it wasn't that person's. So they had tried to manipulate it slightly, and someone called them out on it. And so T-Ray apologized for that, gave the real creators credit, and said that he is going to cause physical pain to anyone who cheats and lies. He doesn't like that, being the artist that he is. So PS2 Cribs, they featured this command center again, and this time it was Joe Hall, who's one of their team members. He's the visual effects guy for Sony. He's been that way since 2009. He's been on PS2 since 2011. And he has a crazy computer with 24 core processors, 8 gigs of video RAM, and an NVIDIA Tesla card, as well as a Quadro 4000 card. So that thing's pretty nasty. And then he pulled a knife on T-Ray and told him to get out. So
That's probably what I'd do if he came to my house, too. But that's just because everybody's seen my basement's a mess.
What does that have to do with pulling a knife on him?
So he'd get out.
Stop commenting on it. Yeah, he's not coming to your place anytime soon.
No, he's not. I'm not worried about that. Don't worry.
Sheesh, I don't want him at my place either. My place is a disaster as well.
Maybe he'll come over and walk your dog for you.
Somehow I doubt that. So we also got a new preview video for the new SMG, which is pretty good. It's similar to the Commissioner video, and this one featured T-Ray sketching it out on his awesome pen touchscreen monitor, and it looks pretty good if you hadn't seen it, but don't expect this to come for a while. It is basically a request. Fans were like, I want SMG, and so they said okay, and he sketched it out, and that's where it's at. It still needs to be modeled, animated, have mechanics applied to it, etc., etc. So it takes about 2 to 3 months per weapon, and right now it's in the infantile stages of that development, so it'll be a while.
It did look unique. I was pretty impressed by it.
I really like it. I think it looks good. It's not a standard looking gun, but it looks like a gun nonetheless, and it's sci-fi, and I like it. So the big announcement at E3 for Planetside 2 was the PS4, how it'll be on the PlayStation 4. And one thing they did want to mention is that it will not be the same servers, which we already talked about. But the other thing is the updates, like Game Update 10, 11, the various hot fixes and whatnot, will not be as frequent as the PC updates because the approval process for updating games on the PlayStation is different. Whereas on the PC, SOE can just update it whenever they feel like it. So I expect the updates will be more bug-free, but you're not going to get them as often, so that content's going to be a bit delayed. I imagine a game update will come out, then Sony will release the hot fixes and various other things to get it stable, and then you'll see it on PS4 maybe a couple weeks later, would be my guess, depending on how long the approval process takes. I don't know if you guys have any theories or know about that.
Seems to make sense. I don't know how they handle the approval process for the for their online Sony stuff, or for their Sony network.
Well, I was going to say, let's look towards how it works with DCU Online right now. The PC one comes out first, and then about a week or so later, it appears that the PlayStation 1 comes out. So I would guess that you are probably correct.
Yeah, and my guess would be is it's just generally, from what I don't play consoles very often, but from what I understand is it's not nearly as acceptable to have bugs in a console game. So I assume it's their way to flesh out anything that particular update causes, which we all know happens. They also plugged SOE Live pretty big, and the big news about SOE Live is Smedley challenged T-Ray to wear Speedo at the pool party. So maybe you want to reconsider going to that now, whether it makes you want to go or makes you not want to go. That he said he's wearing Speedo. The challenge was, will he do it? He's doing it. He said it's going to be purple too.
What is he getting out of it?
Nothing. He's getting absolutely nothing out of it other than making people feel awkward, I imagine. He's going to offer to pose for pictures, and having met him, I'm wondering where that's going to go. Anyways.
I think we have found a new picture for our link to the roadmap. So everyone can look for that gracing the cover of ReachCastShow.com after SOE Live. I guarantee it.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
Well, Higby also offered to play Pai-Gow with people. I have no idea what Pai-Gow is. I looked it up, and it looks like some variation of poker, and I suck at poker, so I have no intention of doing that. But he seemed pretty excited about it.
Isn't that what they were playing in the basement on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and one guy was getting his arm chopped off to pay the bet?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I figure would happen at SOE Live.
I have no idea. But moving on. SOE Live is going to have a big feature for PS2 and the PS4. I imagine that there'll be some gameplay demos or whatever, what it's going to look like. And the big ticket on SOE Live is EQ Next, which is not Planetside, but it's on the same engine. And Higby tried to get a sneak peek at E3 in the private room, and he got kicked out. So it's very tightly contained. So there's zero information on that game right now, other than it's fun.
Can we talk 2 seconds on EQ Next? Because I saw a whole bunch of tweets.
With excitement.
Well, I saw a whole bunch of tweets go out today saying that EQ Next won Best of Show at E3.
It did.
How does a game that no one saw win Best of Show at E3?
So it won Best of Show on MMORPG.com, and I believe they let one person see it. They let a guy from Curse see it.
And MMORPG.
As well as a guy maybe two from MMORPG. And they said, trust us, it's going to be amazing. That's all we know about it. They're completely tied to not saying anything.
Kudos for getting the award. I just don't see how a game that only a few people got to see can be considered best in show.
Well, they got to see all of them, and they're the people who have the say.
I guess, but...
how many times have games gotten terrible reviews, but people love them? I don't know, but I'm sure it's happened. No, Fallout 3! Terrible reviews. And that I watched that review go from a 73 up to a 90-something in 2 weeks' time on Steam. Anyways, moving on. Higby's unrecognizable with his new haircut. They made fun of him saying that he's trying to look like Brad Pitt, I believe, on that movie that he's in.
World War Z?
Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he's no longer Teen Wolf. So Rum and Cola they did as usual, and I just thought it was kind of funny because the first video was Beautiful War by Reachground, but there was this little news ticker at the bottom where they were giving away station cache codes and having other jokes about F&O. And
it was run by Radar X, by the way.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was like the guys behind the screen getting back at T-Ray. Almost some of the comments on it. But basically that ticker covered up the lower part of the G, so it looked like it said the movie was by someone else, and then the ticker was removed. So anyways, they did say important news, because I actually was asked this in the episode replay I did on Tuesday, because I did a portion of that with Observer Camera, and they noted in Command Center that they're basically trying to give out more and more Observer Cameras to people. There are rules to using it, from what I understand, because we have rules for using it, I guess. And basically, if you want to do it, just prove you're dedicated at making videos. Make a bunch of YouTube videos and say, hey, I think I could make better quality stuff of what's already good if you gave me Observer Cam. And they have to be movies, not like just gameplay stuff, not just gameplay footage. So if you're interested and want to make videos, then make some with what you've got and, try and get Observer Cam. But they're willing to give it out to the guys who make movies regularly and quality. So
yeah, if you want to make movies of any kind, that's the way, hit them up.
And we're almost done. They showed off some art again. There's no porn this time. T-Ray got trouble for that. Not in trouble, but trouble from Higby. And Higby talked a bit about Game Update 11, and they're adding nothing new. It's purely refinement of what exists now. It was a long Command Center. Usually they're 30 minutes? This one was an hour.
Nice.
Well, they had an hour to fill, so.
Yeah. Well, they filled it. As you can tell, I talked about it quite a bit, so.
They filled it with all those great videos.
They did. The Rum and Cola was much longer than normal.
So on to the big changes coming up with Game Update 11. In my opinion, big changes at least. The majority of the vehicle max units will be getting resource changes with Game Update 11. And in my opinion, this is a big change at least. New values are based on data they've collected from the servers, I guess, their metrics they're collecting. So the Flash is changing from 25 to 150 vehicle resources. It's a 500-something+% increase. So that's change. Sunders are staying the same. Lightning is doubling from 200 to 400. The main battle tanks are going from 250 to 450. And the ESFs are going from 200 to 250. It's not too bad. Liberators going from 300 to 350. Galaxies are staying the same at 350. Harassers are going from 200 to 400. And Maxes are 100 to 350 now. So the new value for Maxes will be 350 infantry resources. It's pretty hefty. I like it. I'm happy. We had too many resources, honestly. People were just spamming tanks. It was like a priority list. Well, I'll go tank, and if my tank I run out of resource, then I'll go infantry. They need to limit the amount of resource available on the field.
Can we also agree that
if you run out,
can we also agree that it's going to make continent bonuses a little more desirable as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Values go up, the percentage means more.
Right. Again, I don't personally. When we were talking before show, I wish they'd increase them even more and make these things even more valuable than they currently are. But I think that they would probably also have to do another balance on the back end with anti-air and anti-vehicle weapons doing as much damage as they do. But again, I'm all for increasing these even more than what they're increasing them to.
I'm happy.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. Is if they did make them more valuable, they'd need to give them more survivability.
I'm stoked that they kept the Sunder the same. I think it needs to stay the same. I was happy they didn't up that even more.
See, I don't think it's under. Again, I don't want to get too deep into it, but all these vehicles are just out there too much. They have no special meaning in the game right now. I say double them all again across the board. Make people really earn their vehicles.
You can't even have 800.
Oh, you can't, yeah. I guess you're right.
I'm all for the
Think of that.
Sunder being 750. Go for it. I don't care.
Yeah. Make them all 750.
But they need to make them more survivable if they did something crazy like that.
Well, there were a few other changes listed by our nice developer Joshua, and I'm going to get into some of those regarding the Zoe and TR lockdown abilities. The burst or bust when using them are going to be reduced. The damage received when the Zoe ability is active is getting increased. So I know a lot of people will be happy that these changes are going to come into effect, mostly NC Aegis Shield crying players.
Hey, one note is, didn't this originally say that the Zoe in the PTR having a timer is not necessarily going into this update?
Yeah, everything that we're talking about right now is active on the test server right now, and currently the Zoe has I think it has a infinite timer or something like that, so you can never spawn it again. And I think people were clapping at that, but but that's certainly not going to appear in live. So again, if you hear anything that we've talked about and you really want to check it out, download the test server and you can get on and look at it for yourself. Next up, all shotguns are going to be getting a small reduction in damage per pellet. The goal here is to reduce slop while keeping the effective kill ranges of the shotguns the same. So glancing hits and spamming without aiming will not be as rewarded. I am very happy about that. I've been a lot of shotgun kills lately.
I've definitely had my share of slop kills. Anyone who was watching Community Clash saw some of them.
Yes. The default ammo count on the pump-action shotguns will be dropping from 5 rounds to 4 rounds. And what this does is it brings their potential kills per magazine and kills over time more in line with the other weapon classes. In addition, all the faction weapons will be getting a pass to make them more effective. So the jackhammer, the ammo capacity is being increased to 9 rounds, and the burst mode will be getting a rate of fire increase. I think that's nice. The mini chain gun, the fire delay is being removed. I like this as well. Instead, the weapon will fire immediately, and the rate of fire will ramp up over time. Also, the hip accuracy is being adjusted to better allow sustained fire. I really like those changes. Kind of dislike the delay to get that thing to spin up and actually start shooting. And finally, the one that I use the most, the Lasher. This weapon will receive a rate of fire increase and a slight damage buff, which will make it more viable in more situations. And also, allies will no longer take the full AoE splash damage from the Lasher. And
that's the best part
for that as well. So
that's the best part. Whenever I use that damn thing, I hurt my teammates more than enemies.
I hurt myself more than enemies.
That too.
But no, I think all 3 of those changes to those 3 guns, they're iconic guns from the original Planetside. So I'm glad that they're taking another look at them. I guess it's their 3rd or 4th look at them since they were actually released to kind of bring these
virtually useless right now.
Well, you had fun with the jackhammer. I've had fun with the jackhammer. There's
certain situations.
There's certain situations where I've used the mini chain gun effectively, and I use my Lasher all the time, even though it's not the best gun in the game. I think it's a fun weapon to use.
And mini chain gun is limited use at best, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's a biolab doorway gun.
Indeed.
Well, you want to take the last section we got here, Noxx?
Yeah, so there's going to be some IRNV changes. They feel that the benefit is negligible compared to the downside is negligible compared to the benefits. They're going to be adding a small delay before the night vision is active, as well as a small amount of scope sway in order to balance that attachment out.
That's interesting.
I find the scope sway part interesting. Yeah, I definitely agree with the night vision part. It's only one-time zoom, so honestly, I never can say I used that thing, and I don't know. It's going to affect your spray control. That could be pretty devastating to it.
I'd like to get the opinion I'd like to hear on this is Ghost of Revolution, since they run with this a lot.
They require people to have it, don't they?
Yeah, they do their smoke attack, and everybody with IRNV scopes on their guns. I'd like to hear how this is going to affect them in particular. I'd be interested to find that out.
I wonder if you'll be able to hold your breath on a light assault using it. Anyways, moving on. The bursters will be getting an accuracy penalty when moving, and the cone of fire is going to be a cone of fire bloom is going to be added over sustained fire, and the goal is to keep them just as effective in close range situations while dropping their effectiveness at the 300 plus meter range, which I fully agree with this.
Good.
Yeah, I was never, I think I said it back in the day. I know I wrote a huge long blog post about it regarding making changes to the game, and I really disliked nerfing air and buffing AA. And I think a change to make AA a little weaker, specifically bursters, has been long in need.
You know, the next thing that I think they need to do is take away the bonus XP for hitting air.
Yeah, it's one thought.
See, no, I don't think they need to do that because that encourages people to be AA. Nothing was more annoying than having a bunch of people be AA and you got absolutely nothing because you didn't get the kill.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with AV now. You don't get anything for shooting tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but people use AV because the heavy is effective, and the rockets and everything can be used.
I don't know. I think we've hit a point in the game where it's no longer necessary.
You know what I think the next change they should make is to really make this rounded. Is they need to increase the projectile speed on Skyguards.
Oh, well, guess what they did? They increased the projectile speed on Skyguards. Well, they're going to. But going back to this AA thing and what Deringer commented, because I think it's a pretty big... I might agree with the current state of the game not needing it, because really what was necessary back then was getting people to think or to realize that it's useful. Whereas now it's become pretty apparent to most players that AA is very effective. See, I think you might have a good point there. But the Vulcan will be updated to be more effective at range. I believe this is to keep it in comparison with the Enforcer and the Sauron. Is it Sauron?
Correct.
Which are both very good at long range. So but it's getting a spin up time. It will fire immediately, but the time to get to the max fire rate is going to be, right? Did I read that correctly? Yeah. Okay. Still fires during spin up time, but at a reduced rate. There we go. Sorry. Facilities and outposts on Indar and Amarish will now have no deploy zones for Sunderers. And this is because they do not want people putting the Sunderer right on the capture point. And they want you to have to be able to traverse there on foot and earn your way to that capture point. And I was originally against the no deploy zones. I don't know how I feel about this. I've always
go on the test server and play it.
Well, you need a lot of people, really, because my argument against it was always that if you're parking it in the spawn zone, like in the capture point, it's that much easier for the enemy to destroy it. So there was a risk. I don't think people really did that all that often. It must be something that's happening on servers that I don't play on. I don't know. I never really thought it was that big of a deal, but we'll see how it plays out. And if you had read this post earlier in the week and not later, underbarrel attachments have been removed from the weapon selection list. And now what you will do is press 1 or whatever your main weapon hotkey is to swap between the underbarrel attachments and the main weapon.
I think that's going to confuse a lot of people.
Initially, I think it's natural, more natural than the 3 or 4 or 5 but I think it will confuse people initially. Yes.
I swap weapons with the mouse wheel. I don't swap weapons by pressing numbers.
You're a noob.
Sorry. Yeah, you are a noob.
I'm just giving you. I'm joking. I don't know about what I don't know Noxx, but I'm just joking with you. I don't care.
My fingers stay on WASD.
Yeah, you're a noob.
You can't handle your other fingers moving while you're. Never mind.
Dude, I played World of Warcraft for how many years, and you say I can't handle it? I don't think so. But
you're a horrible player.
When I go through my weapons, I use the mouse wheel for it.
Noob. All right.
Yeah, no, fine. I'm just saying that this is going to confuse a lot of people who do the same thing that I do. They're not going to know to press the 1 to be able to attach their to use their underbarrel attachment. I don't think this is a good change.
As much as we're giving you grief for just busting your chops, I tend to agree. I think.
Yeah, I do see that argument too.
I I mean, all of a sudden people are going to log in and they're going to be, oh my God, where'd my underbarrel attachment go?
I'm
And
sure
then they're
there's a
going
way
to go into their character. They're going to make sure they have it attached. They're going to say, God damn it, it's attached. Now what? And now they're not going to know how to turn it on.
I'm wondering if this change wasn't made, Torkz had kind of said it, is consistency, because wouldn't it be different depending on whether you're a light assault or an engineer? It'd be a different key.
It does
That's
have
true.
a problem with the way it's placed in queue, and that was something that was frustrating me about underbarrel attachments before. I know why they made the change. It's pretty obvious, but I can see what Danger's saying about consistency or standardization. Like, just kind of confusing, especially if you're using a mouse wheel. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, that's
It is what it
It'll
is.
take some time getting used to, but
Don't forget, they said that all these changes were made based on information that they've pulled from the live
players.
servers. So, I mean, if they feel this is a good change, this is something that's out on the test server right now if you want to go play with it yourself.
Well, and
If it
from
makes
players too. And this
So-
is where Higby's been tweeting a lot, asking what people's number one grievances are.
Yeah. Some cosmetic changes that are coming in GU11 is tinted windows for Liberators. Not that I really care, but I'm sure somebody out there will love it. The Lumifiber options for other vehicles, like Sundays and some other stuff. So you can roll around with your your glow lights everywhere. It's cool.
Don't forget the alternate versions too. They look pretty cool, if you ask me.
It's going to make the Sunder look like the TR Sunder is going to look like an ambulance now.
Wambulance. There's new helmets. I don't know what to say about those other than
I think we have a lot to say about the new helmets. Honestly.
Oh God, I hate them.
Well, I think we all hate them, unfortunately. But we at least have to give the differing opinion that on this post, everybody loves the new helmets.
They do.
And a lot of people say that they're going to buy them. Now, I guess we got to describe what they look like. So you want to take a second and do that, Torkz?
So, when you went out in winter as a kid and you put on those like face masks. A lot of people use them to like rob banks too. But you put on like those masks that just have your eyes left, but everything else is covered with a mask. It's like a beanie almost, beanie material. Well,
It's like a towel wrapped around your head.
no, it's not like a towel because it doesn't have like the layer upon layer of wrapped like.
Well, the NC one does.
Well, the NC1 does, but the NC1 looks
I don't think we can say that.
I think that Deringer in pre-show had said something about the NC and its glasses, and I could not stop looking at its stupid glasses.
It's Skrillex.
I think that all NC it looked like just infiltrators could use these too. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. They only show infiltrate. Well, no, isn't the second one an engineer or the
maybe.
TR1 an engineer? Or
Any
is that...
NC wearing this helmet needs to play Skrillex in proximity chat so I can hate them before I even see them. Because those glasses are they're so
I don't
dumb.
think we can say that.
I'm using it too since Torkz did it. I hate those glasses. I despise them. They probably got their cloth from the thrift shop.
Oh no! I mean, whatever word we use, I mean, they don't look that good.
Again,
but some people love them.
This is only our opinion because, like I said, when we're reading through the comments on this post, that there's actually thrown up there by Pterodactyl, one of the developers at SOE. The response to her post or his post is great. There's a
people
lot of
love
people
them.
saying that they want these on day one. They're going to be buying these helmets. So, and as much as I dislike them, there a few shows back, didn't I purchase a helmet mid show?
Yep.
So
You did.
I can't fault people for going out and buying them, even though that I do not like them. I agree. I will
the
have
TR one's as bad. I think the TR one's the best of the three.
TR1 looks like a rogue out of an
I will
RPG
have
game.
Skrillex's face photoshopped on that NC one at some point for you, Noxx.
Oh
Yeah.
God! I just want to hate them before they see them. That's why I want to hear Skrillex.
NC1 reminds me of like those wind guys off WoW, and the TR1 reminds me of like a rogue. And then I don't even know what the other one. I don't even know what to say about the other one. Just looks.
The Vanu one.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about the Vanu one.
Well, we
Yes.
tell our listeners to go check them out yourselves. As always, we will include a link to this post in our show notes, so you guys can check that out for yourselves.
Hey, if you like them, buy them. I don't care. I just
Yeah,
This
if
is
you like them,
totally an opinion, totally opinion. It's three of us that record a podcast giving an opinion. I mean,
Hey, well, certainly there have been helmets that we like that no one else likes too.
oh man, the Miner helmet, I loved it, but I got a lot of hate for that helmet, that long shot. So, whatever.
All right, next up, we're going to talk about last week's community question of the week. So last week we asked, how do you feel about Planetside 2 going to console? Do you feel like it will fragment the current user base? Now, the majority of the responses were no, they didn't feel that it's going to fragment the current user base. Most people said, bring it to the console, that's great. It'll bring more interest in the game, and if it's funneling more money into Planetside, then it's good for the game as a whole. So some of the specific comments that we pulled out, first off, Smokemaker said, at least they made it for the PC and then ported it over to the PS4. And I was very happy with that comment because, as we all know, the majority of console games get ported backwards. And I think Battlefield's the biggest, the Battlefield franchise is one of the ones that's...
No. Only Bad Company. All the others have been Bad Company 1 and 2 are the only ones that are console first.
Okay. Well, I know a lot of people get burned by something going on
Call
console
of Duty
first and then being ported
Call of
back.
Duty, yes.
So I agree with Smokemaker. I think we all do. Next up, Cami Camera said, I wish we could show how us keyboard warriors are superior in battle by playing on the same servers. And unfortunately, we do know that they will not be allowing PS4 people on the same servers as PC players, which, again, that's something we all are unhappy with as well. Next up, Rahabib said, I think the question gamers will have is, will maintaining 2 versions of the game slow it down? And as we've said before, they currently have DC Universe Online going on both a PC version and a PlayStation version. And it does seem to be doing pretty well. Both communities are thriving as far as I know. And patches are coming out, and I don't think it's slowing either of those games down. Do either of you have?
It sounds like if anything, the PlayStation version will lag behind for the approval
updates.
process of the updates, but I don't think it'll hurt the PC version.
Yeah, I don't think it will either.
Yeah.
And the last comment that I pulled out was from Bucket Nate, and he says, I honestly care more about Planetside 2 as a game than what platform it's on. The more players, the better. And that sentiment was echoed throughout. The only other thing that I wanted to go over regarding the community question was there was a joystick article that I saw today that had interviewed Clegg, and he was very excited about Planetside 2 going over to the console, because he said it would be a lot easier for them to develop for the PlayStation 4 since it's the exact same components in every single PlayStation 4 as compared to all the different components that they run up against by people building their own PCs or buying PCs. And I really hadn't thought of that. I don't know if you guys had thought about that.
It does add a benefit to development. I mean, it's exactly why Apple controls the hardware in their products.
It's just non-standard architecture design. I mean, it's a problem they run against on PC, but at the same time, there's definite benefits to being on PC over console.
Oh, I agree. I much prefer PC over console myself as well. So.
I'll never own a console.
I don't own a console, put it for my kids.
Oh, I don't have kids, so I won't own one.
I mean, there's definite... I love playing certain games on console. I'm never going to argue that consoles are dumb or anything. I just think they're... I think it's... Everybody's got their own opinion on the deal.
I think they have their place. And, if Sony comes to me and says, hey, Deringer, here's a PS4, I'm not going to say no.
Well, it's taking it easy. It's taking it easier to us. All right. We're going to go on to...
I'll own one if I get one for free.
So before we go on to next week's question... did we all cover our own thoughts on PS2 going to console?
Cool.
I think I agree with people.
I think it's good. I think I don't think, if anything, it'll garner more interest for the game. Not detract from the player base already there. So I don't really care. I'm happy. It means more success for Planetside 2, and every other game and its brother is going across console and PC now. So why not?
It's more income.
No, there's definitely business reasons to do it. I'm not.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, next week's question, and we're going to go off the map on this one. Will you go to the pool party at SOE Live just to see T-Ray in a Speedo?
Just
to see T-Ray in a Speedo. Look for that question on all the various forums, Planetside Universe, Reddit, and the official Planetside forums this week, and feel free to weigh in on your thoughts about T-Ray in a Speedo.
I think I know what the answer is going to be.
Well, we know what your answer is.
Just a hunch.
Just a hunch, huh?
Yeah, no,
all right,
my answer is no. I'm answering this one ahead of time.
I think we're moving on to the Community Clash.
We are moving on to Community Clash. Let's do it, Torkz.
Prepare yourselves! This is the ReachCast Community Clash.
All right. Last week, Deringer and I played on Connery with a group of listeners. We had 11 people at one point, I believe, in our squad. It's growing. Eventually, I want to see a platoon. It'd be awesome. Roll level 1 characters. You guys don't have to have characters on these things to play with us. Create a new account if you have to. Totally worth it. Because I think we're going to have to start doing that. We're running out of servers to play on of our characters that we have in order to get all of them. But a lot of fun. Great time chatting, talking with people. We did learn that we need to use in-game comms more.
Yes. And we can work on that.
But I had a freaking blast. And we both streamed on dualstreamnow.com, I believe, right?
Yep.
And we'll post a link. And I don't believe that link will change from week to week either. So you can
it won't,
if you really want.
Yeah, and basically all it does is it puts both of our streams side by side on the same web page and both our chat rooms side by side on the same web page. And as long as you go in and mute one of our streams, you'll hear us both across both streams, and you can see where we both are at all times in the game. And I thought it went very well.
Oh my God, it was a blast. It was awesome. I had an amazing time. I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this Thursday as well.
So, yeah.
Woo! I do think we need to switch it up. We've played a little too much Vanu lately, though.
We have. I'm thinking TR maybe this week, rather.
I think that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should just hit up Waterson TR.
Yeah,
we've already got established characters.
We're going to deal with stun. What are you saying?
I was going to say, we know Imperial Reach doesn't do an op that night, so maybe we can add some of those people in.
Well, I was going to say we're going to steal the thunder from their goof-off night where they do fun things.
I don't think they even do that anymore.
Oh. Well, no, they are. The 21st is Friday. Someone was telling me about something they're doing on the 20th, which is this Thursday.
Oh, well.
A major event.
We'll see.
Between TIW, NCSO, I believe.
Is it their pistol contest?
Telling me about it. It's the rocket launcher dodgeball.
Oh.
And
I'd be good at that.
You'd be good at that? Oh, yeah, you and your S1.
I showed off a lot of S1 footage on Thursday, sniping people's faces.
But yeah, look to us doing more of this dual streaming, and definitely come play with us. I want to get a whole platoon and be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we want to be able to say in the beginning of the show that we played with the ReachCast Zerg this week.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I can dream. We can dream, right?
We can dream. Yeah. But let's not dream too much, and let's go to the good, the bad, and the OP.
Because you're so awesome.
Have another drink on me, soldier.
Okay, thank you kindly.
If you can look hard enough past all the death and all the sorrow, there are good things. You must remember that we will overcome the good, the bad, and the overpowered.
Alrighty, I think I'm starting off this week. My good for the week is I had a great Father's Day with my boys, and we had steak, as every Father's Day you should, in my opinion, and other stuff. So that was good. My bad for the week is I didn't get enough playtime for Planetside 2 this week. So simple and to the point. Noxx, take it away, sir.
my good is I saw some amazing cars this week. Classics, modded cars, just unbelievable cars. My favorite one had to be the twin turbo race tuned 1300 horsepower Dodge Viper. Absolute monster. And that was pretty awesome. My bad is that I went to buy my Nine Inch Nails pre-sale ticket today for St. Louis. $100. F that noise. I am not spending $100. Not because I don't want to spend $100 on Nine Inch Nails. I love them. I would do it in a heartbeat. But the crowd of people spending $100 for a floor ticket is not going to be the crowd that wants to do pushing and shoving during March of the Pigs. It's going to be the crowd that I have to fight through the view of iPhones to watch the damn show. So I'm not doing it.
I bet you there'll be a few iPads too.
Oh, Christ almighty. I would push that person into the ground. If I had an iPad in front of my face, I'd be like, dude, that has got to go.
Well, moving on, my good, I was the lucky person to draw the dual streaming community clash. It was a ton of fun. Like we said, I think we've gone over it a ton. We will definitely be doing a lot more of it. Look for Noxx and I to dual stream like crazy. My bad, and it's kind of a bad, kind of a good, but I helped a friend. He's Thrawn Sid from Imperial Reach. I helped him move on Saturday, and we're talking hours and hours of back-breaking labor. My arms still hurt, and I really can't lift them over my head. But like I said, it's sort of a good because it was all worth it. His new house is amazingly gorgeous and huge. I'm very jealous.
Nice.
So you just met some random dude from IR and you moved his
No. It's my buddy from college. This is my best man at my wedding.
Who he hadn't seen for a year or something, right?
I got him to join Imperial Reach.
Oh, no, it was you hadn't been to their apartment until you're moving him out of their apartment.
I'm a horrible friend because I'd never been to their apartment before. Because when we do all our get-togethers, we do them at another friend's house that's closer to me. And so, yeah, I'd never been to his apartment. So I went to his apartment, saw it, packed up the truck, moved him to his new house.
What a nice friend.
You also got him to join Imperial Reach and then promptly moved to Vanu.
Wow. What a nice guy.
I did give him some dog tags, if that makes up for anything.
Yeah, sure doesn't. All right.
So, yeah, if you're Imperial Reach listening, give Thrawnsid a shout-out and congrats him on his new house.
Congrats on your new house, Thrawnsid. Noxx?
Oh, congrats. That's awesome. Right, I want to have...
Mailbag.
Oh, it's a perfect morning. Great timing, the mailman's just coming.
Morning. Here's the mail. Big bag.
You must be ready to get away. Very strange. What's the sticking sound? Going to take a look here in this bag of mail. Oh no!
Now you just open the ReachCast mail bag.
Alrighty. Not a single call, not a single email from you guys this week.
This is where we really needed an echoing sound for you, so you could pretend you're opening the bag. And
we need a cricket for how boring not having calls and emails is.
Not a single one. I'm very disappointed in our listeners.
Hello. All right.
But the good news is it just means we get to Torkz butchering the names even faster.
I really feel like disgrace that this is actually part of the show. It's like this is.
It's not thanking people; it's butchering names.
Yeah, thanks. Let's not thank people. Let's listen to this guy butcher names because he can't read names very well. Okay, let's see if I can do this right. Bank Rotaz, Smokemaker, Geonome, Code in Black, Captain One Insano, or I'll say Captain Insano because I'm assuming that's what he means by that. Cami Camera. Really, guys? Rahabib. I can get it right this time. Why'd you put him back in? I explicitly said last week, do not put this name back in.
That's why I put it in.
Kaylee J, Nusith, Torin, Burnt. My bad.
God.
Yeah.
That's actually not too bad. I could flip an R and a U.
Yeah. Bucket Nate, Buddha1231, Zero/.
I like that one. It's 0 with an X.
Yeah.
Yeah, be surprised that he actually got your name right, 0/.
X-Arrow.
That's a hard one, yeah.
Ass.
Tolkay's Running Target, Clack082, Graphic J, Easy Reader, Calder87. I'm assuming he's one the Sense TR or Sinister TR.
Sinister.
Sinister, but he planet-sided it. I think it's pretty
with a
awesome.
TR. That is kind of cool how you did that. Yeah, Sinister with a TR at the end instead of ETR. Timo was taken. Nice, except for Timo, if you're going LOL, is not spelled that way. Rat Bacon.
And that hero's a bitch.
No, that's a legit hero.
That hero is such a pain in the ass.
Ash87 is the last one. And as always, you can reach, or we'll go to the contact info. If we missed your name, we apologize. We try to get everybody's name that contributes to the show each week.
Unless you're Rahabib, because Torkz hates you.
No, I don't hate you.
Yeah, if you want to hear your name, all you got to do is reply to one of our posts, send us a call, send us an email, etc. So take it away. What's that contact info?
Thank you, Pat Sajek. The contact info is reachcastshow.com for the website. Our Twitch is Twitch TV ReachCast, just like it sounds. Steam group, ReachCast, surprise. Email, reachcastshow@gmail.com. You can email us if you're overseas. Email us an MP3 with your recorded call. We love those. You want to call us just straight up from the States or overseas if you don't care about the bill. It's 415-787-3224. Again, that is 415-787-3224. Twitter for the show is ReachCast Show. My personal Twitter, where I give away secrets of life every day, each day, it's ReachCast Torkz.
Noxia and OXXIA.
And mine is the Deringer, and there's only one R in Deringer.
Were people questioning that?
Yeah, well, a lot of people, when they type, they do the @ correct, but then they
actually
spell the
there's
name
2
wrong.
R's in Derringer.
There is, you're correct.
Just not,
not in his.
At THEDERINGER. And it's
Say
Deringer,
Deringer.
not Deringer.
He's
Like
at
my daughter
He's
said.
at the Deringer. It's
Like
not
my daughter
Derringer
says.
because it'd be 2 R's. And as always, I want to thank the rest of the crew. Steve, our sound guy, since I don't think we've really said what he does for us, what these people do for us.
Does all our bumpers.
All our bumpers, our intro, our outro. Basically a lot of not our editing and stuff. I take care of that, but he does a lot of the pre-prepared audio stuff.
And a fantastic job he does.
He does. He loves us. He loves what he does. Cliff is the guy that hosts our site. He does a lot of our site work for us and hosts all that for us. So appreciate that. John, he is our, how should we put this?
Logos.
Well, he handles our logos. He handles a lot of our printed media. He is our, he's our media guy.
Printed media, you make it sound like we're writing books.
The 16 comics I produced last month on ReachCast. Jenny Boo and Hamma are from PSU. If you guys don't already know them, check them out at PlanetSideUniverse.com.
And now FNO.
Yeah, and now on FNO.
And they have a link to our site, and we still don't have a link to their site.
That will be fixed soon. And that's it for the show. As always, go shoot anybody wearing those new masks.
Well, they're not out yet.
They will be.
Just
shoot them.
Play Bangarang so I know to hate you before I see it.
That's uncalled for. I don't appreciate your Skrillex hate. Thank you.
Skrillex sucks.
You suck.
That's right, Sergeant. You made the call. All right, soldiers. You've done a great job here today. Let's get our stuff and get the hell out of here.